Hello everyone, it's Muffinator, and today we're going to be talking about my draft for the DZL, so my DZL draft analysis. But before we start that, there's a few things I forgot to mention in yesterday's video. Nothing really too big, but it's just some things that changed since last season. The first thing that changed is this season we decided to do split tiers. So every single tier is split in two, with the exception of Tier 4, Mega Tier 1, and Mega Tier 3. And the other thing I forgot to mention is this is an 11-week season, and we're doing divisions this season. Last season we did, and the two divisions, if you're curious, are Pumukumukus and the Shiny Pumukumukus. Why is that the names? Because our mascot is Pumukumuku. Why is the mascot Pumukumuku? I don't know. That's what you guys voted on during Season 1. But Season 1 was a weird season. So, I can understand what went wrong there. Now, another thing that I saw someone say in the Discord chat the other day was that I should mention who our runners-up were for Season 1 and Season 2. So, I'll mention them now. So Spoink was our runner-up for Season 1, and DKK347 was our runner-up for Season 2. So there you go. You're welcome. Now, let's start this analysis. So, for those who don't, I like to believe that I am arguably one of the best Draft League players in the entire world, as you can see from my Season 1 and 2 records. Yes, I am a perfect Draft League player. No, but let's be serious for a second. So, oh my. Oh well, we'll ignore that. Anyways, so this season, for Season 3, I have decided to draft a sand team because I might actually be able to do decent with a sand team because I know how to use a sand team. That's the only reason. So let us begin. So the first Pokemon I decided to draft, as I had pick 13 of 14, which really isn't that good because it's the very bottom, but since I'm not the bottom, I don't get the wheel. So yay. So I decided to pick up Excadrill because he's pretty much a staple in sand teams because he's just phenomenal. So he's a ground steel type, which I'm pretty sure you all know that, but you never know. With some good HP and a good attack stat and a decent speed stat. His defenses aren't too good, but since he has enough HP that gives him some decent bulk, he can be run, most of the time he's going to end up being just a fast physical attacker. You can run bulky, so we can do that if I want to. You can run sub Swords Dance sets. He's a rapid spinner, which is really nice. But I guess the real thing that makes him amazing on sand teams are his abilities. So outside of sand, he has Mold Breaker, which is just great because you can hit levitate users and just ignore abilities in general. And then he also has two sand-based abilities in Sand Rush and Sand Force. So Sand Rush doubles his speed in sand, and then Sand Force increases the power of his ground, rock, and steel moves, which are two of his stabs. So just a really great Sandmon overall. Next up, I drafted Celebi as one of my Tier 2 picks. I grabbed Celebi because there's a lot of grass types like to come and bully you when you have a sand team. It's just grass types and water types are going to come. So you gotta have grass and water resists. So this is one of them. Celebi is just personally someone I really like to use on sand teams. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but I really like using Celebi. Since Celebi has a very balanced set of all 100 stats, that allows you to effectively build her or it, whatever you classify it as, and any way you want. You can make her special attacker. You can make it a bulky set. The one thing I don't think you can really do is make her a physical, because I don't think her physical move pool is that phenomenal. But she has momentum in U-turn, and she can self-heal with Synthesis, I believe. Or does she ever cover? One of the two. And she can be used as a status tank thanks to Natural Cure. So that more likely will be used to, say, save Excadrill from a burn that I know is coming. But I have other things I could do for that too, which we'll get to later. She can also just be nasty plot setup and do all sorts of stuff. Just someone, Mon, that I really like. Next up, we have... Maybe. There we go. Next up, we have a Araquanid. This is someone I have never used before, but I'm excited to try him. Usually, on my sand teams, I like a Golisopod, which is just a personal thing, but Golisopod is who I usually run. But as I've heard, is that Golisopod and Araquanid are very similar, at least both water typing. I don't know exactly their stats. I'm going to go look at Golisopod's stats real quick. Okay, well, yeah, Golisopod's a more physically defensive and offensive kind of Mon, while, well, I guess not. He's definitely more offensive because he has base 125 attack compared to Araquanid's base 70. He has a lot higher defense. They're basically swapped. Golisopod has 140 defense and 90 special defense, while Araquanid's got 132 special defense, 92 defense. And he only has 70 attack, but that's okay. He's meant to just be a bulky water type, or one of the bulky water types on my team. He can be completely used to block burns if I decide to run a water bubble, because that will double his water attacks and make him immune to burn. I think it does one more thing too. I can't remember what it is though. And then he also has water absorb if I want to run complete water immunity on him. He also gets sticky web support, which is something that I'm excited to use because I don't really use sticky webs, but I know they're good. So maybe I'll actually, use those for once in my lifetime. Next, I've got Swampert. Swampert, after I drafted Araquanid, I realized my one water fire resist was a neutral fire resist, so I decided to pick up someone who actually resisted fire. Now, I've used Swampert before. I like to use him as a tank most of the time, and he's a good phaser with Roar. That's really all. I mean, doesn't really have... His typing's good, only weak to grass, but that's a 4x weakness, but yeah. Swampert. He exists. Next up, we have Electros. I like Electros, mostly because he's effectively a Pokemon without weaknesses, unless you're fighting a Mold Breaker ground type, or not necessarily a Mold Breaker ground type, but a Mold Breaker Pokemon that can have Earthquake or Earth Power, or a Zygarde, because Zygarde has his signature move. But he can run really any offensive spread he wants based off, but I don't know what his physical move pool is. I usually just run special. He can be pretty bulky if you need him to be, and he's got Volt Switch, so he can have that momentum. Yeah. Looking at his physical move pool, it's actually... Oh, that's pretty good. So yeah, you can run him physically or specially, whichever suits your needs. Next, we have Stoutland. Stoutland is... I love Stoutland. I love Stoutland on freaking sand teams. He is beautiful. So, Stoutland, just your basic normal type. Nothing too special, but I guess what makes outside of Sand, he's still, in my opinion, pretty solid because he does have Intimidate if I need him to lower attack, and he has Scrappy too, so I can trick ghost types and such. But what really makes him good as Sand is the fact that he has Sand Rush, so I can double his speed, and he's got a really good attack stat, and his coverage, in my opinion, is lovely. He's got Crunch, Play Rough. I think he has all the Fangs too, if I remember correctly. Nah, Crunch, Bite. Well, that's literally the exact same thing. I'm sorry. Yeah, Fire Fang, Ice Fang, Thunder Fang's on here too. Oh, he's even got Psychic Fangs, Play Rough. Just a lot of good coverage. Superpower, just every physical coverage I could think that he could need to make him just be a threat to whoever I'm fighting. Next up, we have Mega Aerodactyl as my Mega. Mega Arrow is... I like him. He's really fast. He hits really hard, especially when he is using a move like Stone Edge or any of the Fangs because of his tough claws. It's just a really good, fast, physical sweeper with some pretty decent bulk too. I mean, he gets the one problem I have, but I guess this is the problem you can have with every physical attacker, is if he gets burned, he's done for. But I never seem to have a problem with my other physical attackers getting burned. It's always Aerodactyl. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just not good, as you guys saw from my records. But anyways, moving on to our next pick, which was Tyranitar, which you basically have to have on a Sand team because this is the guy who sets up Sand. What? But yeah, Tyranitar has really good base stats. I mean, he is a pseudo-legendary. Good HP, good defense, good special defense, really good attack. Speeds, obviously, is worst stat, but it's not the worst speed you've ever seen. It's still pretty bad, though. But, I mean, I guess his whole purpose is to set up Sand. He can set rocks, too, if I need him to, and he makes a great pursuit trapper. Or he can make a good pursuit trapper because, you know, stab, dart type plus pursuit equals pursuit trapper. Yeah. Yeah, I basically gotta have him. Next up, I picked up Volcanion, which Volcanion, I feel like completely made Swampert redundant because the reason I grabbed Swampert was to counter fire types, and then I was sitting there and realized, hey, I can grab Volcanion. That's a complete water immunity and a 4x fire resist. Yeah. So Swampert, I don't really know, but Volcanion, a really good physically defensive and got solid special defense too. Okay speed and great special attack. Never used him before. I'm excited to. We'll see. I've seen him used relatively well in other leagues, so we'll see what happens. Next up, I picked up Deontay. So Deontay is more meant to be probably one of my tankiest mons on the team. She can set rocks, if I remember correctly, and then she's an offense. She can be ran as an offensive fairy, which is always a good thing. I mean, the only problem is she has a 4x weakness to steel, and since we're in Sand most of the time, that's going to be enhanced, so that's lovely. Actually, well, no, kind of, yeah. And then just with Diamond Storm, that can boost her defense so she could attack and make herself better on the physical side at the same time. She has Heal Bell if we need to run that. If Celebi can't run it. Yeah, just lots of, not like amazing coverage, but the coverage she needs. Plus, she can be used to, she's not affected by status because of, not status, like stat lowerings, like Sticky Web and such, because of Clear Body. If only she got Rapid Spin, it would make her I think that make her really, really good. But yeah. Next, and my final pick was Flygon, this majestic dragon bug ground thing. So Flygon, just an extra attacker I decided to pick up. I've used him like once before, but yeah, lots of choice scarf, Z moves, except I didn't choose it as a Z move user. D-dance setter if I want to run one. And then never immunity to ground types, other than Zygarde, of course, and Mold Breakers. But he's not weak to ground, so that's good. 4 times ice weakness, though, but I think we have most of that covered. But yeah, and so who I ended up doing for my Z move users, I decided on Excadrill over here, and then Celebi. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention. We each get... Oh, sorry, guys. We each get... what's it called? 2 Z-move users. One is just offensive Z-moves. The other is any Z-move, so offensive, status, whatever. So I chose Excadrill as my offensive Z-move. I might change that to Flygon, now that I'm thinking about it. Either one would be good. And then Celebi is my all Z-move user. I also might change that too. I'm not sure yet, but... Wait, no, I can only change one. Never mind. I lied to you. But Celebi, just because she has such well-rounded stats, I feel that she can use Z-moves better than most everyone else in terms of all Z-moves. Maybe Deontay could use it better. I'm not sure. But, yeah, that's basically my very strange draft analysis. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my top tier ability to animate Pokeballs flying across the screen. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this, and I'm excited to see if I might win any battles against you guys, or I'm going to get destroyed like I usually do. We'll see. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.